Some people didn't get to be children for as long as they should have. Maybe you were the one who had to stay quiet during chaos, take responsibility earlier than others, or grow emotionally mature before you even understood what that meant. Growing up too fast is often seen as something that takes away innocence, lightness, or ease. And in many ways, it can feel that way. But psychology suggests something deeper. The experiences that force you to mature early may have also shaped strengths that most people develop much later in life, if they ever developed them at all. If you grew up too fast, here are 6 hidden strengths you're likely carrying. You develop emotional resilience. Psychology shows that people who face challenges early in life often build strong emotional coping skills. When you grow up in unpredictable or demanding environments, you learn how to adapt quickly. You become familiar with discomfort, uncertainty, and emotional intensity, not because you wanted to, but because you had to. You may notice that when difficult situations arise, you don't panic as easily as others. While people around you may feel overwhelmed by stress or emotional conflict, you tend to stay steady. You might naturally focus on solutions rather than staying stuck in the problem. This doesn't mean challenges don't affect you. It means you learn how to move through them instead of being completely consumed by them. This resilience often shows up in quiet ways. You recover from setbacks faster. You learn from painful experiences. And over time, you develop a sense of inner strength that reminds you that you survived difficult moments before and you can survive them again. You became highly emotionally perceptive. Research indicates that children who grow up needing to read emotional environments carefully often develop strong emotional awareness. If you had to pay attention to moods, tensions, or unspoken feelings in your environment, you likely learn how to read people deeply. You might notice subtle changes in someone's tone, body language, or energy before others do. You may sense when someone is upset even when they say they're fine. You often understand emotional undercurrents in conversations, relationships, or group dynamics. This ability makes you naturally empathetic and emotionally intelligent. People may feel comfortable opening up to you because they sense you genuinely understand them. What once helped you navigate difficult environments has likely turned into a powerful skill that helps you build meaningful and supportive connections. You develop strong independence. Psychology shows that early responsibility often leads to higher levels of independence. When you had to figure things out on your own, solve problems without much guidance, or take care of others, you learn to rely on yourself in ways many people don't. You may find that you're comfortable being alone without feeling lost. You often trust your decisions and instincts. When life presents challenges, your first response is usually to think, adapt, and take action rather than waiting for someone else to solve it for you. This independence doesn't mean you don't value support or connection. It simply means your sense of stability doesn't depend entirely on others. You carry an internal foundation that helps you move forward, even when external circumstances feel uncertain. You have a strong sense of responsibility and reliability. Research suggests that children who grow up taking on adult roles often develop a strong sense of duty and accountability. If you were the one others relied on emotionally, practically, or even mentally, you likely developed a deep understanding of responsibility. You may be the person others trust when something important needs to be handled. You show up when people need help. You follow through on commitments. You take relationships, work, and responsibilities seriously. While this trait can sometimes feel heavy, it also makes you someone people depend on and respect. Your reliability builds strong trust in both personal and professional relationships. What once felt like pressure may now be one of your most valued strengths. You learn how to stay calm in chaos. Psychology shows that repeated exposure to stress can sometimes lead individuals to develop stronger emotional regulation. If you grew up in environments that were emotionally intense or unpredictable, you may have learned how to stay composed when things around you feel overwhelming. You might notice that during arguments, stressful moments, or sudden problems, you naturally become calmer instead of more reactive. While others may feel thrown off balance, you often focus on grounding yourself and understanding what needs to be done next. This calmness creates stability not only for yourself, but also for others around you. People may turn to you during stressful situations because your presence feels steady and reassuring. The calm you learn to create for survival may now be something that helps others feel safe and supported. You develop deep self-awareness. Research in developmental psychology shows that people who experience early emotional responsibility often spend more time reflecting on their thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. When you grow up navigating complex emotional situations, you naturally start trying to understand yourself and your reactions. You may spend time reflecting on past experiences, analyzing your emotions, and learning what triggers or motivates you. You often have a strong understanding of your values, boundaries, and emotional needs. This self-awareness helps you make thoughtful decisions and build a life that feels aligned with who you truly are. It allows you to grow intentionally instead of moving through life on autopilot. Over time, this awareness becomes one of the most powerful tools for personal growth and emotional balance. If you grew up too fast, it's important to acknowledge that you're your experiences may come with challenges, sacrifices, or emotional weight that others might not fully understand. But it's also important to recognize the strengths that often grow from those experiences. Your resilience, emotional intelligence, independence, responsibility, calmness, and self-awareness are not accidental. They are qualities shaped by everything you've moved through and learned from. Growing up too fast doesn't mean you lost something without gaining anything in return. It often means you developed depth, strength, and emotional insight earlier than most. And while your path may have been different, it has likely given you abilities that help you navigate life with wisdom and quiet strength. If this video resonated with you, remember that your experiences shape strengths that deserve recognition, not dismissal. And if you want to explore more insights into personality, psychology, and the hidden strengths behind life experiences, consider subscribing to the channel. There's always more to understand about yourself than what you see on the surface.